Hello and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for this FPL game that we know and love in Game Week 38. Today I've got for you my team selection video, and we're also going to be looking at my scores from last week, which for the first time I actually get to show you my full finalised scores for a game week, because the game weeks have been coming thick and fast for so long now that I've only had to be able to show you like half of my scores. So we've got the full scores today, and not a bad week to be showing you those scores either. I'm pretty pleased, but we'll come to that in just a second. First of all, I wanted to say, if you're new around here, the first time you're seeing my face, first time you're on FPL Mate, please do consider subscribing. I'm going for 1,000 subscribers hopefully soon, and we'll see if I can do it in the next, I don't know, next couple of weeks possibly. I think it's on, but I can only do that with your help. But let's look at my team first for the game week 37, and then we'll move on to my team for the final game week, my transfer plans, my captaincy plans, this, that and the other. But this is what I've got for you today. This is my game week 37 score. As you can see, the bench boost went pretty well. So that's 21 points on my bench. Is that 21 points? 22 points on my bench. So in that sense, it went well. I don't know if that's misleading, because obviously I purposely built this bench boost to play these players on the bench. And a score of 87 minus 4, I did end up taking an extra minus 4. I actually ended up doing Dominic Calvert-Lewin to Wood, which gained me 1 net point. So I guess it was a good decision in the end. But yeah, I would say that this is a very good score, but actually not the greatest game week. So Pope didn't get any of his standard bonus points or save points. Wan-Bissaka didn't even start. Mahrez didn't even start, so they didn't really pick up any points. Fernandes was incredibly disappointing. Jesus, despite being part of a Man City team who won 4-0, he played 90 minutes and he didn't get a single goal contribution. He even got a goal disallowed at the end versus Watford there. So that was really frustrating. And then Danny Ings missed a penalty which would have sent him to 13 points. So it sort of is, to me, the game week that could have been, because this does look like a really good team for game week 37, or did. And it just, unfortunately, it didn't go. It didn't go amazingly, but I mean, I'm sat here, I've got 87 points, so like I said, I can't really complain. I've shot up the ranks, I'm well inside the top 1% now, so it's looking good. So yeah, just quickly to go through, Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's been disappointing recently, but 13 points is absolutely amazing, isn't it? Goal and assist, he's just such a quality player and so essential, and you forget until he plays like this. Wan-Bissaka disappointing, didn't even start, like I said. At least he didn't get his standard yellow card. He's been a bit of a dodgy one. Doherty, 12 points. My clean sheet and an assist, We'll take that all day. Fernandes, disappointment. Martial, captaincy, disappointment. And see, there's another thing that went wrong this week, and I still ended up with 87 points minus that 4. So that was a little bit disappointing. He did get the one contribution, but could have been more. KDB, disappointing again, playing too deep. Mahrez not playing. Antonio, he's an absolute god. Perhaps I got a little bit lucky on there, because Antonio obviously scored the penalty. We thought Mark Noble would usually take the West Ham penalties, but for some reason, Mikel Antonio, he took it and he's got me those 9 points. So not complaining. He's been a master stroke since he's come into my team, so all about that. Jesus, disappointing, as I said. Ings, disappointing when he missed that penalty. So overall, it's hard to say I'm happy, and yet I am, because it's a great score. So yeah, bittersweet in many ways, but there you go. That was my bench boost, a successful bench boost, I'd have to say. But it leaves me with a bit of a selection dilemma going into this final game week. So let's go through how I'm lining up, or planning on lining up anyway, in game week 38, and I'll talk you a little bit through of my thinking. So we're gonna say Pope in goal. I could go for McCarthy against Sheffield United, but I'm going to stick with Pope. He's the man, he's the don, he's the boss, he's the king, he's the best ever fantasy guy in the whole Premier League, and the best goalkeeper by far. Trent against Newcastle. Now this is looking good, I think. Newcastle are not looking good in defence or attack right now. They've got nothing to play for. They're just waiting for next season when they get all their money and they can start rebuilding and kicking on from there. But they've got absolutely nothing to play for. Liverpool, will they be hungover, or will they be riding in the moment of being champions, collecting that trophy, obviously, just last night? But Trent, he's shown his quality. Once again, he's shown that he is capable of a massive haul. And Newcastle, maybe a free kick, maybe something like that. Nice assist into Salah, obviously chasing the golden boot. I think it covers Liverpool, and it means that I don't have to worry too much about not bringing in any other Liverpool players, which is a little bit of a concern in that excellent fixture. Next up, I think I'm going to go for Wan-Bissaka in defence, just because Leicester away is going to be a cagey game. So Wan-Bissaka, he's going to start. He only played 45 minutes, and it was clear why he came on, because he's the superior defender. And he's quite good going forward as well. He did impress me making some good chances as well, which is always a bit of a surprise package. I know Wan-Bissaka's not known for that, but he did impress me there. But also, I think this is a game where both teams just try and shut each other out quite a lot. So, you know, I think it's going to be a good game for defenders, when usually in the final game week it's not a good week for defenders at all. So we've got to be quite careful with that and limit the amount of defensive trust we're entitling our defenders to. And then finally in defence, I've got Doherty there against Chelsea away. It's a bit of a dodgy one, isn't it? But, you know, all that money in a defender, what am I going to do about that? But, you know, Doherty has been playing well more recently, getting clean sheets, getting assists and stuff. So he's showing again why he's so essential. But then the fixture isn't good, so, you know, we'll see. Bruno Fernandes, disappointing. He's just looking more and more disappointing as each game goes by. But he's clearly still a class player, but he's just not putting in the same shift. He's not getting any returns really over the last few weeks. You know, if for the first time actually, I checked, his ownership's actually gone down for the first time since he was introduced into FPL. So there's clearly people are not so keen on Fernandes either, and I can see why. Martial, on the other hand, I am still very confident in. He's going to be the man, I think, to secure that Champions League position for Manchester United. So very happy to keep him. He keeps scoring goals. You know, he gets the odd assist, doesn't he, as well? Yeah, he's just great to have in your team. So yeah, I think he's probably the best Manchester United asset of all going into this final game week. I mean, I don't think any are essential, but you know, I'm sort of stuck with 3 now. There's not too much I can do at this point. And then into midfield, we've got Kevin De Bruyne. Another guy who's been a little bit disappointing recently, but it's such a good fixture against Norwich, isn't it? And he is going for that 20 assists, the record, they're equaling the record anyway, and he's on 19 right now. But he's playing so deep. He played 90 minutes. You know, I don't know if he's going to be the right man for the job in this final game week, where there's so many other good options in Manchester City team, and another one is Mahrez, who I've got there. He didn't start last game, so he's probably going to start this game. He's due a haul, if there's any logic in that. Like I always say, he looks like the best player whenever he's on the pitch. And he always seems unlucky not to get a little bit more. But, you know, against Norwich, he's a very good, you know, he likes to play against the weaker teams. So I think this is going to be a huge score for Manchester City, really, isn't it? Norwich with absolutely nothing to play for. They've gone down, they've given up. They just want to start next season. So Manchester City are going to go all out there. Mahrez playing on the right wing could be quite nice, I think. And then Antonio. Oh, wherefore art thou, Antonio, the blessing in my team. Now, I've actually put this down as a grey fixture rather than a green fixture, just because I do think this is going to be quite a tough one. Villa desperate to stay up. West Ham all but secured. But I know it's form over fixture, isn't it? And Antonio has been non-stop source of quality in that West Ham team. So there's no way I can leave him out. Surely not. And then going into up front, I've got Gabby Jesus. Disappointing not scoring last week, but he is kicking in with some goals and assists since I've brought him in, and I do really like him. Other people seem to like him. His price is going up, his ownership's going up. So yeah, still, the only consideration is that he's not going to be. He might not start. He's definitely not going to play another 90 minutes. He's just played 90 minutes. I think 2 games in a row now he's played 90 minutes. He's starting every game. So there is a concern there. There's so many concerns, isn't there? And then Danny Ings, absolute machine, desperate to get that golden boot. He really, really wants to go for it, doesn't he? But he's playing Sheffield United, who are a horrible team to play against if you're an attacker. So yeah, another tricky one. So there is some worries here. I'm very jealous of free hitters because they can sort of avoid all of these worries by picking different players. So yeah, there's a few concerns. I'll show you my bench quickly. So I've got McCarthy on the bench there against Sheffield United. I think I do prefer Pope. Brighton don't actually create that many chances. I know Sheffield don't usually create that many chances either, but they are capable of nicking a goal and they've got far more to play for. Wood against Brighton, I mean, he could potentially come on. Could potentially bring Wood on. Don't know who for though. But he's against Brighton. He's in good form as well. I've got Kevin Long in defence for Burnley as well against Brighton. I don't really want to double up on Burnley defence just because the final game of the season, although Pope is going for that clean sheet Golden Glove award, which he'll just need to pip Edison to. Yeah, I don't want to double up in a game week where goals are all over the place. It's quite unpredictable. I'd rather spread my odds a little bit and hold rank. And then Egan in defence there as well against Southampton. But I'm backing Ings versus Egan. I will go all in on one, and I'm Team Ings. I'm Team Ings today. So yeah, that's my situation. I think what I need to do is somehow hold top 1% because I am very, very afraid of dropping down some ranks here. I don't think I'm perfectly set up, so I'm going to take a -4, guys. I'm going to take a -4, and I can fix all my solutions with this -4. Well, not all of them, this is going to help a lot, and this will be able to help me hold rank. So this is what I'm going to do. I need Sterling. This is what I need. I need Sterling. Sterling is the man who's going to rocket me to not dropping too many places in the world rankings. So we're going to save some money by taking out Doherty and bringing in Aurier, great fixture against Crystal Palace, and also swap KDB for Sterling. Now, and after that we're going to stick the captaincy armband straight on Sterling. By the way, let's just nip that in the bud, and let's stick the vice captain on Mahrez as well because I do like the look of Mahrez. I'm hopeful in this game he's gonna pay back my patience with him. Mahrez is, but yeah, no, that looks like a really good move. So Doherty, horrible fixture against Chelsea team desperate to get into that top 4 or stay in the top 4, however you want to look at it. And then you've got Aurier. He's playing against Crystal Palace, who've been rubbish going forward. They've done absolutely nothing. Aurier's also got a lot of assist potential as well there, and I do expect there to be goals. Crystal Palace are conceding loads of goals and scoring none. They've been rubbish. They've been sort of on par with Norwich for the rubbish team. And although I wish I had Kane, really, I think Aurier could potentially cover some of those Spurs points that are going to come in. So yeah, that is a great defensive switch, I think. And then KDB, if it was long term, I would be a little bit worried about keeping KDB out of my team on a long term, but it's just for 1 week. For the final week, I can just take KDB, all of my value that I've got tied up in him, and Doherty, to be fair. I don't need to worry about that anymore. I can bring Sterling in. The captaincy armband is straight on him. Sterling is so hungry. He wants to get that 20 goals. He's on 19. He's probably even going to want to do more than that. He wants to do a record-breaking season for himself. He's got personal targets. He's going to be greedy. He's going to be on penalties. I'm hearing all of the right noises from Sterling. And I mean, look at his scores recently. He scored 8 goals and 4 assists in 8 games. Every time he does get any return whatsoever, he's always a 10-pointer or more. Sometimes a 15-pointer and occasionally a 20-pointer. So against the worst team in the league, the most in-form player in the league, it's got to be done, hasn't it? And KDB, although he's got the assist record he's going for, playing too deep. David Silva's going to be playing alongside him, which means KDB is going to drop even deeper. Just David Silva is going to be doing all of the business. So yeah, I think that's a significant upgrade. Even though long term it might be a bit of a sideways move, I think for this particular game week, this is going to be the right move. So that is my thinking indeed. What do you think? Do you think I'm barking up the wrong tree? Do you think I'm barking up the right tree? Is it as obvious as I think it is to have Sterling captain? Would you potentially play Wood ahead of maybe Antonio, maybe instead of Ings, maybe even in front of Fernandes? I had floated that idea in my head. Maybe Jesus. If we find out some early team news, Jesus isn't starting. Sterling is starting in that striker spot, which is another reason I brought in Sterling, just to cover that position in the Man City lineup. I'm covered there. So yeah. I don't know. I think this is how I want to do it, though. This is the plan as it stands. I'm hoping I can stick to it, barring any crazy news. Jesus isn't starting. Fernandes has got in a bust up against Pogba in the training ground, something like that. I don't know. So there you go. That is my team. As always, if you do have any questions or comments or anything like that, I answer everything in the comments section, and usually in quite a lot of detail as well. I just like reading the comments and stuff. Please do like this video if you enjoyed it, found it helpful, anything that I'm saying, if it was useful to you in any way. I hope it was. And if you are new around here, the first video you've ever seen of mine, then please do consider subscribing and yeah, help me get to that 1,000 subscribers. But yeah, I'm hoping this could be the week it's going to secure me in the top 1% of FPL. That would be a pretty good season, I think, and then from there we could kick on next season and do some real work, see if we can push for 10k or something like that. But I think from where I was before, I think I'm in a good position now, and I'm sure a lot of other people would feel very fortunate to be in that top 1 percentile. So yeah, there we have it. I think I've got on for a little bit long enough. Plenty more videos to come in this game week, and then after that we're going to be doing reviews of the season. We're going to be doing tips going into next season, team selections and stuff like that for the next season. There's so much to come, guys, so yeah, please do stick around, and until then, I'll catch you later, much. Bye bye.